Arizona hospitality, colorful entertainment, and lasting memories. Phrases that highlight the image of the Sun-Kissed Fiesta Bowl National Pageant of Bands. This annual event originated 8 years ago to provide a forum for the presentation of a complex yet familiar style of music. The Sun-Kissed Fiesta Bowl National Pageant of Bands, the ultimate competition for high school marching bands from across the country. Band Pageant Committee Chairman Stephen B. Horrell provides some details.
We're doing it now for 8 years. Probably every year we bring in 3,000 kids. We've had a total of almost 25,000 people that have been here for the National Pageant of Bands. And we think it's worth it, and everyone we've talked to that goes home after the event sure think it's worth it. We try to come out for the kids to have a good time in the sunshine. Pretty about 75 degrees here today on the field, and we visualize keeping it around 10 to 11 bands. We always try to save one spot for the best Arizona band, and the rest of them usually come from the out-of-state slots from wherever.
This year's pageant featured 9 outstanding high school marching bands from various parts of the country. One of those bands, the Marching Knights from North Penn High School in Lansdale, Pennsylvania, provided us an opportunity to take a closer look at preparation and events leading to the competition for the Valley National Bank Grand Master Trophy. A hearty breakfast at the Sheraton Scottsdale Resort prepared the Knights for their first rehearsal in the Arizona sunshine. Their first glimpse of the valley was from nearby Saguaro High School, where they would spend the next 2 days involved with intense practice and drills. The staff's primary objective, to best utilize the time available before the competition.
Put your heads down. Put your heads down. 5, 6, 7, cut. Cut. Again. Present yourself. Cut. Posture. Cut. Are we having fun? Yeah! Are we having fun? Yeah! Up and cross and 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 hold it out. Hold them up. Reach up. Reach. Reach more than that. Reach.
Our particular philosophy with regard to competitive marching band is not necessarily the emphasis on a particular score or a particular placement. At the risk of sounding kind of like a soapbox, we really and honestly feel the importance of getting each individual member out there, regardless of their ability, to realize their best capabilities and to realize what it is to contribute to the best of their abilities. But the point is that hopefully we can show them how to bring the best out in themselves. And I think that goes into making them or giving them the spirit that you have seen demonstrated periodically, because again it has to come from within each of the students.
Every student must reach their own level of potential. The staff works to realize that goal.
I think with the abilities that these people have on our staff and the interest that they have in not only the marching band, since that's what we're dealing with here, but also young people, I think that's important to the success of any program. Certainly we feel very comfortable, in part because of the fact that we've worked together over a number of years, but also to a larger degree in my understanding and my faith in their abilities as teachers to work with young people and to contribute something to the program.
Although the band performs as a group on the field, the objective of sectionals is to improve the different musical and performance components of the band. Percussion instructor Jim Dwyer explains.
And we'll break into what we call sectionals. And what sectionals are is I myself will take the drum line to a remote corner of the school, maybe over in front. The color guard might stay on the field and work spins, things like that. If we got off the bus and came out here and tried to play the show or do things together, it wouldn't be as advantageous as us being in sectionals. Sectionals allows Tom and myself to stop the drum line without inconveniencing the band. It's going to be real important for us not to waste any time. I mean, we might waste an hour overall in a day, but when the staff shows up to rehearsal, we're prepared. That's very important for the kids.
I exaggerate things. I try and overdo a lot of things. I try and overdo my personality so that they will overdo their personality on the field. Because as a high school student, they don't have the amount of confidence. So you need to pull that out. And if you make fun of yourself, then they're more likely to make fun of themselves, which will enhance their personality and make them perform better. Gives them a role model. With the color guard, it's an athletic ability. It's it's a desire to be able to perform in a whole different medium. They can come out on this football field and be a performer without being an individual. You look for leaders that not only have the talent, but more likely have the interaction with the other students. So they have to be able to follow things in a logical process and be able to correct things, work it through so it comes out to a good product.
The excellence of the pageant is the result of many hours of hard work by everyone involved. However, the pageant is more than just a competition.
You know how many candy bars some of these kids have sold and how many car washes they put together to raise the money. It's pretty easy not to get carried away and all the other stuff. They're the ones that work for it. They're the ones that have paid for this trip, and they're the ones that deserve the competition and putting the thing together. Plus, Arizona is the kind of state that has just got hospitality written all over it, certainly the Valley of the Sun.
And it's been a terrific involvement, a great amount of satisfaction when you see the kids come on the field or walk down the street in the parade to know that we had something, we contributed something to put them there, and we're very proud of them. I always say we give a lot, but we get an awful lot more.
I enjoy getting someone to reach their potential. That's what I enjoy seeing, is seeing how far you can push somebody. You know, how far you can make them explore into those little reaches that they may never get to do again. You know, you figure the senior here, this may be the last time he ever performs in this manner again, maybe tomorrow. So it teaches them really a good lot of skills for the later in life. And I like to see the young kids, you know, or the high school student really get into that, push more, because they're not pushed as much possibly in other classes.
I think the basic youngster of high school age is the same. And these young people are experiencing something here in the Fiesta Bowl or whenever they travel that perhaps they won't have an opportunity to enjoy. And if they don't appreciate it immediately, I'm sure that 3, 4, 5 years or so down the road, this is going to be a very memorable period of their particular development in life. The Fiesta Bowl makes it a very big point to be sure that the students are the focus point. The personalities of the band committee and the people, the band host, for example, the gentleman that we have as a band host has just been tremendous. But it's this kind of one-to-one and this humanistic point of view that makes the Fiesta Bowl something that you want to come back to. The level of competition is important.
The magnitude of the event requires the help of countless volunteers. They spend months taking care of the details that ensure a successful competition. In addition, the pageant is also made possible through the generosity of corporate financial support, which is vital to staging the competition. In effect, the pageant is truly a community event. When pageant day finally arrives, there are the usual signs of nervous anticipation. The months spent in preparation are now reduced to a performance of 10 minutes before a crowd of 15,000 spectators. This year, the pageant judges represented some of the finest marching band programs in the country. The intensity of the competition could be seen in their reactions to each marching performance. When you consider that the average age is only 16 years for the participating band members, the marching and musical performances are all the more amazing. A one-hour program highlighting the pageant, hosted by Willard Scott of NBC's Today Show, aired New Year's Eve in front of a national television audience.
Lots of hype, lots of hype. Good luck.
There's only one thing I'm nervous about. You won it. You got it.
Please welcome, all the way from Lansdale, Pennsylvania, the Marching Knights of North Penn High School. Marching Knights, the field is yours.
Although only one band can take home the Grand Master Trophy, the pride and courage exhibited by the different competitors makes the pageant a collective challenge among champions.
Hey, and now to announce our first place winner of the Grand Master Trophy, here is our stadium announcer, Mr. Bob Baker.
And now, the band demonstrating the very highest degree of excellence in its performance will be presented with the Valley National Bank Grand Master Trophy. The winner is Westerville, South Ohio's Wildcat Band.
The victory for the Wildcat Band was based on their successful exhibition of showmanship, general effect, music, and marching. Their victory celebration following the intense competition was a memorable conclusion for the pageant. For North Penn, a fourth place overall finish wasn't what they'd hoped for. However, they could take pride in their achievements at the 8th annual Sun-Kissed Fiesta Bowl National Pageant of Bands, a unique Southwestern tradition. Pageant participants are also invited to march in the annual Sun-Kissed Fiesta Bowl Parade. This year, the parade featured 104 entries from across the nation. On parade day, close to 500,000 spectators and a national television audience witnessed pageantry at its best. The Pageant of Bands grand champion performed in the pregame show of the Sun-Kissed Fiesta Bowl game, which featured the Cornhuskers of Nebraska and the Michigan Wolverines. The game, played on New Year's Day in Sun Devil Stadium, drew over 72,000 enthusiastic fans and a national NBC television audience. Michigan prevailed 27-23 on a warm, sunny Arizona afternoon, filled with the excitement and sounds of college football at its finest. The Pageant of Bands is also an opportunity to sample Arizona's unique southwestern hospitality. The sunny winter climate in Arizona provided band members and their families a chance to enjoy various landmarks and attractions in the Grand Canyon State. For North Penn, their remaining time was used for sightseeing and relaxation before the trip home. The Sun-Kissed Fiesta Bowl National Pageant of Bands, an experience that will last a lifetime.
So basically, that's what it's all about. We have a lot of fun here. And it's not whether we win or lose that really matters. It's whether or not you have a whole bunch of friends and a whole bunch of fun. So we're kind of told after the show that the next day, the jacuzzi is going to still be warm and the sun is going to rise. And you still got a lot of friends. So if I can see you guys next year.
Sun-Kissed Fiesta Bowl Pageant of Bands, the definitive showcase for America's finest high school marching bands.
From the campus of Arizona State University in Tempe, Arizona, it's the Sun-Kissed Fiesta Bowl National Pageant of Bands, featuring performances by outstanding high school marching bands from Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Florida, Oklahoma, Arizona, and California. The Sun-Kissed Fiesta Bowl National Pageant of Bands is brought to you in part by the Sun-Kissed family, a family of products whose name means quality. It always has, and it always will. You have our word on it. Now, from beautiful Sun Devil Stadium, here is your host, Willard Scott.
Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year. It's great to be back again as your host for this spectacular event. And sitting right next to me, serving once again as our expert commentator, is Jim Keene, Director of Bands, University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana. Happy New Year, Jim.
Happy New Year to you, Willard. It's great to be back again.
It's nice to work with a real expert. And today, you know, marks the 8th year for this tremendous event. And we'll be watching some of the nation's finest high school bands competing for top honors and the coveted Grand Master Trophy. And as you know, Jim, for these talented bands, this marks the culmination of months and months of fundraising and planning and hours of practice to bring their very best talents to the performance to this pageant.
Well, this really is one of America's premier events in high school marching band field competition. Our bands have been selected by invitation only. Each band will present a 10-minute performance, and we'll be featuring the last 3 minutes of that performance for inclusion in this telecast. I might also mention that you won't see an audience on the opposite side of the stadium, and that's because the bands have designed their performances to face the fans and judges seated on the west side. The full visual impact and sound can best be enjoyed by this seating arrangement. Willard?
Okay, we're all set, and our first band is from Anderson, Indiana, and they're about to perform right after this word from our friends at Sun-Kissed, the best in citrus products. Sunny degrees here this afternoon here in the Valley of the Sun, and from Anderson, Indiana, this is the Highland High School Marching Highlanders.
The band director is John Parshall. Drum major is Greg Dotson with assistant Dan Beauchamp.
of the finest from Anderson, Indiana, the Marching Highlanders, the Highland High School Band. John Marshall directing, and the band director. Well, the expert ears, the expert eyes of Mr. Keene. The keen eyes. Tell us what you think.
Oh, it's a very colorful group with the use of the bagpipes and the kilts, and they had a very creative and difficult asymmetrical drill, and they really pleased the audience, performed and executed well.
Just down the road a piece, Tucson, Arizona. Our sister city, the Canyon del Oro High School, and the Dorado Marching Band, Excellence in Motion.
The band director is Gerald Willis, and he's assisted by Barbara Payne. The drum majors are Kim DeShong and Jerry Bishop, and the Dorado Marching Band has 125 members. Excellence in Motion.
The Canyon del Oro High School Dorado Marching Band. Excellence in Motion. You saw it happen here. They are from Tucson, Arizona, just down the road. Gerald G. Willis is the band director, and a splendid performance. What say, Jimbo?
Oh, the show had a great deal of variety of drill design, and I was really impressed with the beautiful flow and the audio-visual coordination. A fine show.
And something else you just might like to know is they have brand new uniforms, I thank you, and a brand new brass and drum section as well. We'll be right back to meet our judges and find out more about the scoring process, but first of all, this word from this wonderful Sun-Kissed. 8 prominent high school band adjudicators serve as judges and are hand-picked from all across the nation. All have been associated with award-winning marching bands, helping develop national class marching programs at their respective schools. Now, this allows participating bands and the directors to be judged by their peers. Judging is based on a variety of categories, including general effect and originality, marching. A perfect score would total 100 points. From Union City, California, the James Logan High School Pride of Union City Marching Band. And the band director is William E. Doyle.
He's assisted by Dave Martell, and the drum majors are Noel Vallis and Jerry Ortega. They number 170 members.
Yeah, a little touch of showbiz there. A little Saco Buffo, as we call it in show business. Union City, California. The pride of Union City Marching Band, James Logan High School. Well, what do you think, Professor?
Well, that was total involvement, from the singing to the dancing to all the showbiz effects. They got the crowd involved. They really turned the audience on, and I think they're very, very impressive with their general effect.
Humongous, humongous. And Andrea Rose, a 14-year-old sophomore member of the Logan Dance Ensemble, is the 1985 Miss Junior Dance for the state of California, awarded so by the Dance Masters of America. From the Sunshine State of Florida to the Valley of the Sun, let me tell you, these kids know what they're doing. Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Beautiful spot in the panhandle of Florida, the Fort Walton Beach High School Viking Band.
They're under the direction of Ernest Hebson. He's assisted by Rick Blaze, and the drum major is Chuck Neely. They consist of 196 members, and that's the Fort Walton Beach High School Viking Band.
That's some solid entertainment from Fort Walton Beach, Florida, the Fort Walton Beach High School Viking Band. Dynamite, Ernest Hebson, director. What do you think, James?
Oh, boy, goal line to goal line field coverage. And they had a very tasty combination of contemporary drill design, but also traditional drill techniques as well. It was very clean, but very exciting.
And you know something, as I said earlier, these kids really know what they're doing. They leave the Sunshine State and come here to the Valley of the Sun. They've also appeared in the Cotton, the Orange, and the Rose Bowl. And now they've really hit the big time here at our Pageant of Band with the Sun-Kissed Fiesta Bowl.
Willard, our next performance will feature the Lincoln Way High School Band from my home state of Illinois.
And they're proud of you, son. And if you like windsurfing, you're going to love our next commercial. Here's a word from beautiful Sun-Kissed. And now from New Lenox in Illinois, the Lincoln Way Community High School Marching Knights. Band director is Randolph F. Coomer.
He's assisted by John Larson and Tim Heck. They have 194 members, and the drum majors are Karen Dumpelman, Michelle Koopman, and Lana Pelzinski.
Lots of sunshine and lots of good entertainment right here at Sun Devil Stadium, and that's what you're getting. This is the Sunkist Fiesta Bowl National Pageant of Bands from New Lenox, Illinois, the Lincoln Way Community High School Marching Knights. Fantastic.
Beautiful use of tension and release. They had a wonderful sound, excellent blend, balance, phrasing, and sonority. Just musicianship.
And Jimmy, just in case the audience doesn't know, the Lincoln Way Community High School District is located in the southwestern suburb of Chicago. That's in Illinois. That's your home state. And they've got 3,000 youngsters at that school, and they all like Chicago-style deep dish pieces. So do I.
And they enjoy this Arizona sunshine as well.
Hey, let me tell you that if there's just one word that fully describes the Sunkist Fiesta Bowl National Pageant of Bands, it's hospitality. Now, for many band members, this is their first trip to Arizona and the Great Southwest, and once these bands arrive, they're on a whirlwind schedule of activities. In addition to spending many hours on the practice field, putting final touches to their precision musical programs, some bands also perform a number of public concerts around the Valley of the Sun. They're also treated to a taste of the Old West. Close to 3,000 band members and band directors, boosters, friends, and relatives enjoyed the pageant's traditional Western cookout and dance at Rawhide. All bands participate in the nationally televised Sunkist Fiesta Bowl Parade and also ring in the new year at a special dance held just for them. It's all part of the famous Fiesta Bowl hospitality here at the Sunkist Fiesta Bowl National Pageant of Bands. More coming up right after this message from your local station. Back once again at Sun Devil Stadium with more sunshine and more entertainment, this time from Westerville, Ohio, the Westerville South High School Band, the Wildcats Marching Band.
The band director is Philip Loudon. He's assisted by Kathy Morris. They have 176 members, and the drum majors are Stacy Cooper, Tom Joyner, and Brian Kelly.
Wildcats Marching Band from Westerville, Ohio, enjoying the Arizona sunshine this afternoon and returning to us some great entertainment.
They have a very impressive and large color guard. And I was also impressed with the excellent execution of a very difficult and beautiful drill. Goal line to goal line field coverage, very exciting and very clean.
Jim, you always say the right things. That's why I like to hang around with you. But you did move from Arizona to Illinois in the wintertime. I don't know if I'm going to trust your remarks after this or not. The Sunkist Fiesta Bowl National Pageant of Bands presents awards to the 5 bands who finish with the highest score in competition. This culminates with the presentation of the beautiful Valley National Bank Grand Master Trophy for the first place band. Bands also compete for first and second place caption awards for the best drum major, drum line, auxiliary line, music performance, general effect, and marching performance. This pageant continues to offer outstanding rewards for excellence for these fine high school marching bands. From Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Union High School Renegade Regiment Band.
Director of Bands is L. Dale Barnett. He's assisted by Mike Taylor and Mike Moore. They have 155 members, and the drum majors are Brad Hicks and Carla Sly.
The Union High School Band, the toast of Tulsa, Oklahoma. The Renegade Regiment, and they are something to behold.
Excellent integration and coordination of the color guard. Very demanding color guard repertoire as well. This show possessed a great deal of originality, very difficult exposure in a highly original and effective drill.
And in case you didn't know, they've been a finalist at 5 consecutive years at Marching Bands of America competition, and I think you saw why.
You can really feel the tension begin to build now as our final bands are about to perform.
I can hardly wait. I'm going to go have an orange. But you know what kind of orange I'm going to have? I checked the label. Sun-kissed. Delicious. With more sunshine here in southern Arizona, the Lansdale, Pennsylvania North Penn High School Marching Knights.
They're under the direction of Stephen E. Frederick. They field 148 members, and the drum majors are Dale Gerhardt and Karen Shoup.
That's rousing music. I may go re-enlist in the Navy again. The NP is for North Penn High School, Lansdale, Pennsylvania. If you thought you saw them before, they appeared as the Marching Knights in the movie Blowout starring John Travolta. How about that?
Well, they had a lot of fun, and they conveyed that fun to the audience. good time, high impact, and a very effective yet tasteful presentation of the American colors, and a little bit of a surprise. Got to get points for originality there. A lot of fun.
A lot of activity, a lot of fun is the word, and a lot of sunshine in Arizona today. At this, the National Pageant of Bands, it is Fiesta Bowl week. John F. Kennedy High School, Sacramento, California, the John F. Kennedy Marching Band and Color Guard.
The band director is Brad North. He's assisted by Chris Williams, and the band numbers 150 members. Drum majors are Todd Yamamoto and Mark Henderson.
JFK High School, John F. Kennedy High School, Sacramento, California, complete with Toto, the Tin Man, and balloons as well over the rainbow. How about that production?
Very nice brass sound, good phrasing, good articulation. And the show itself had a very effective combination of traditional and contemporary show design.
Well, that's it. That's our performance. JFK High School, Sacramento, California. Somewhere over the rainbow, we'll find out who the winner is. Hey, on behalf of Sunkist and its 6,000 grower members from Arizona and California, here is Mr. David Bernstein, President of Marketing for Sunkist Growth.
Sunkist stands for the best
Caption Awards, and the top 5 bands in this competition are coming up. As Jim and I make our way down to the field, let's pause for this word from good old Sunkist. The Sunkist Fiesta Bowl queen this year is Susie Escobar. Susie and her court have been reigning over all the Fiesta Bowl activities and will help with the presentation of our awards today. Our sincere thanks to good old Eastern Airlines for sponsoring the Fiesta Bowl queen and her court.
Willard, we now have the results for the Caption Award winners. These are awards given for the best drum major, best drum line, best auxiliary line, best marching performance, best general effect, and best musical performance.
Let's take a look, Jim. And now, Jim, the moment we've all been waiting for. The results of this year's 8th Annual Sunkist Fiesta Bowl National Pageant of Bands. beginning with a fifth-place winner with a score of 62.35 from New Lenox, Illinois, Lincoln Way Community High School.
They had that outstanding sound. Beautiful use of tension and release, excellent blend, balance, phrasing, sonority, just outstanding musicianship all the way around.
And fourth place winner, the score 62.75 from Lansdale, Pennsylvania, North Penn High School.
They had a great deal of originality in their show, a little bit of a surprise ending, a lot of variety, and a lot of all-around showbiz.
Now the third place winner. Remember, a possible 75 out of 100 is a fabulous score. So 75 goes to Union High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
They had a very, very difficult show, a great deal of exposure to error, highly original, very effective asymmetrical drill, and really they executed beautifully.
Okay, now getting down to business. The second place winner with a score of 80.25. Fort Walton Beach High School, Fort Walton Beach, Florida, and the winner was just that, Fort Walton Beach for number 2.
Very, very impressive. Goal line to goal line field coverage. And they had a very tasty combination of contemporary drill design, and yet they still employed some of the traditional drill aspects. Very clean, but very, very exciting.
Hey, and now to announce our first place winner of the Grand Master Trophy, here is our stadium announcer, Mr. Bob Baker.
And now, the band demonstrating the very highest degree of excellence in its performance will be presented with the Valley National Bank Grand Master Trophy by Len Huck, President of Valley National Bank. Okay. Are they ready with the concussions?
Rick, are there no concussions?
The winner is, with a score of 82.75, Westerville South, Ohio's Wildcat Band. What a superlative trophy for a superlative band.
Looking at a happy group. Westerville, Ohio, Westerfield South High School, and the only reason they came to Arizona was to get warm. They didn't even care about winning anything, and look what they've got more heavy metal and a rock group. Now, you're the head drum major, right?
We don't actually have a head drum major, but I'm one of the 3.
You're it. What's your name?
Tom Joyner.
Tom, and you've got the award. That's the trophy award, the coveted trophy award.
Yes, it is.
What else did you all win?
Best percussion.
Yep.
Best marching.
Marching.
Second, general effect, and best music.
Is that all?
I think so.
There's nothing left but the table. I'll go get that for you and send it to you Federal Express, okay?
All right.
But congratulations from all of us here at the Sunkist Fiesta Bowl. And let me get you all in here, too, because your moms and dads are watching. You all are terrific. And you all were ready to pop. I could see when they announced your name, the school name, boy, when they said Westerville, they went bananas. The eyeballs, everything. Good luck to you, and Happy New Year from all of us here at Fiesta Bowl. And come back and see us next year. But leave something for the other kids, will you? All right? Thanks an awful lot. Thank you all so much for being with us. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, this year's winner, the Sunkist Fiesta Bowl National Pageant of Bands. Jim and I will have some closing comments, and we'll also treat you to a repeat performance of our winning band right after this message from our sponsor, Sunkist. Ooh! That's it, and thank you all so much. Really is a pleasure, as Jim says, to have worked with all of you here at Fiesta Bowl Pageant of Bands. You know, we promised our viewers one more shot, another look at our winning band, Westerville South, Westerville, Ohio. So time remaining on, let's take a look. And on behalf of Jim Keene, Willard Scott, and all the gang in beautiful downtown Tempe, Arizona, Happy New Year, God bless, we'll see you next year.
The 8th Annual Sunkist Fiesta Bowl National Pageant of Bands has been brought to you in part by the Sunkist family, a family of products whose name means quality. It always has, and it always will. You have our word on it.